Turning now to an ABC7 parenting alert this morning. April is Autism Acceptance Month, and joining us this morning to talk more about autism. So we have the co-founders of Family Initiative. We have David and ANJALI joining us this morning. Hey guys, good morning. Thanks so much for waking up a little bit early to discuss this important topic.
Hey, our pleasure. We're excited to be on this morning, so thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And David, we wanted to start with you this morning because we want to talk a little bit off the bat about the prevalence of autism in our community. Is that something you can touch on for us?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one of the things that's jumped out to us, and about 5 years ago, we started Family Initiative. You know, the Center for Disease Control stated that 1 in 101 children in the U.S. are diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And just 5 years later, today, the Center for Disease Control reports that 1 in 54 kids in the U.S. is diagnosed on the autism spectrum. So what we're seeing really is a significant increase in the prevalence, not just in our community or region, but also across the U.S.
And obviously you touched here, David, on the increase. And ANJALI, could you almost touch on as well some of the symptoms? So there's an increase here in the diagnoses of children with autism, but also what should some parents be looking for, if they think that their child might be on the spectrum?
Great question. Thank you so much. So really there are two main areas that parents should be looking at when they're concerned that their child might be demonstrating some symptoms of autism. The first one is in social emotional communication. So for your young children and infants, looking at when they play, are they bringing you toys? Are they following your point when you're like, hey, look at that dog over there? Are they looking to where you're pointing? Did they point at objects? Are they able to play games with you like patty cake or peekaboo? Did they respond to their name? By about 9 months of age, are they responding to your name when you're talking to them? Really those sorts of things, facial expressions and emotions. Are they able to understand when you are happy or sad? Do they demonstrate those emotions? So those are your social emotional communication sort of areas. And then the second area is really their restrictive interest or repetitive behaviors. So the way they play with toys, are they fixated with certain parts of the toy or play with toys a little bit atypically? Oftentimes, I know folks think about kids lining up toys. So they like to have a certain order to it, or they're very focused on routine and structure. So if anything's a little bit different, does that cause them great distress? But keep in mind that a lot of kids and a lot of adults, honestly, engage in some of these behaviors. It doesn't necessarily mean that they might have an autism diagnosis, but those are some of the symptoms we look for and the severity of them and the frequency of them when we're looking at a child who might have autism.
And you can see right here listed on your screen if you wanted to get in touch with Family Initiative. We're also going to have this on our ABC7 website, abc-7.com. We do have a lot more to discuss with both ANJALI and David. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. We're going to talk about how some local businesses, individuals, and maybe families can support those here in Southwest Florida and children with autism. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. All right, thanks, Jesslyn. We have an ABC7 parenting alert for you this morning. April is Autism Acceptance Month, and joining us this morning live to talk more about autism. So we have David and ANJALI. They're the co-founders of Family Initiative here in Southwest Florida. David and ANJALI, thank you so much for waking up early on this Saturday morning to talk with us.
Hey, it's our pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us.
And David, I want to start with you this morning. So we talked a little bit about an hour ago here about Autism Acceptance Month. And something we didn't touch on is how individuals, families, and also businesses can support those with autism and also those on the spectrum. They can do that all across Southwest Florida, right?
Yeah, so one of the things that I would say first and foremost about this is knowledge is power. So the more folks in the community can really understand the folks on the spectrum, and obviously on our website, there's a lot of good content information there for folks to gain understanding. And really for us with the acceptance piece, and I think whether it's individuals, families, or businesses in the community, the more we understand the nature of autism and the more, to me, the way I said, extend grace to other people and just understand how we can accommodate and support everybody in our community. Really, that's how we lift everybody up. And I think speaks well, not just for April being Autism Acceptance Month, but the whole year round, we're supporting everybody in our community.
And I think if one thing everybody's learned now, of course, throughout this entire pandemic for about a year or so, is that you have to be accepting of everybody out there despite anything that's going on. And hopefully a lot more people are this morning. But Anjali, we want to turn to you because a lot of families right now, they might have concerns, especially if you have young children, about what might be going on with their development, maybe, you know, their online learning right now. What can parents do if they have concerns about their child's development?
Yeah, thanks. It's a great question because we've had a lot of families reaching out to us with questions and concerns. So definitely reach out if you do have concerns. I know we said earlier, some of these behaviors and symptoms we see, and like you said, in the past year, being home more and the online learning, we might see more of those. But when they're cause for concern, always ask for help. Reach out for support from your pediatrician. Call us. Take advantage of free screening. So we're doing an autism screening in May 15th from 9 to 12 in our Cape Coral location. But there's lots of opportunities like that where we can get additional support and help and find out if you need additional help or intervention for your family.
And that May 15th date, that is on a Saturday. Are there any specific details being released for that just yet? Is
Yes.
it going to be in the morning or is it going to be in the afternoon?
It'll be in the morning, 9 to 12, 9 a.m. to noon. So we'll have it here in our Cape Coral office at 734 Southwest 4th Street in Cape Coral. They can check out our website or email us if they need more information.
And we saw it here pop up for just a second, the phone number there for Family Initiative. I know we're going to post that on our website, abc-7.com as well. And then it popped right back up here on your screen, 239-910-0712 if you'd like to get in touch with David or Anjali from Family Initiative. And we, of course, want to thank them so much for joining us this morning to talk to us about Autism Acceptance Month.